Take 3. Hi guys, my name's Sam. This is the Wool and Thyme channel, and I'm going to be talking about my March monthly makes today. I don't have a ton of time to film this because I do have to get my ass to the dentist for the 3rd time this month. Super fun. Anyway, if you want to find me around the internet, mostly you can find me on Instagram, also at Wool and Thyme. Technically have a TikTok, also Wool and Thyme. I streamed on Twitch last Sunday, and I'm gonna try to stream video games more often. Right now I'm playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because it just came out, but also thinking of doing some fun Stardew Valley stuff, but we'll see. But that's also Wool and Thyme on Twitch, or I might also do it on YouTube. I don't really know the difference. I don't know what's better, so if you have any opinions, let me know. I have Louie here. I think Louie wants to say hi, so of course we must oblige. Come on, bud. Come here. Come here. Here's Louie. He says hi. Okay. That's it. Get down. Hopefully he won't bump the tripod, because like I said, running out of time. So this month was doozy for crafting for me. I have a few FOs and a few not so great FOs. I think I finally moved them all down so that I can show them to you. I had 2, I wouldn't say complete failures. I had 1 complete failure of a project this month, and I had a second one that just didn't turn out the way that I wanted, and I got a little discouraged, but you know, whatever. It's crafting. It's not that serious. This is a thing I do for fun, not for profit. So yeah, I'm gonna start with my FOs. So my first one is this, which is not normal. So basically, I got this little, I guess it's supposed to be like a spice rack from the thrift store. I wanted something to go with our foresty bathroom theme. So I needed something, I thought it would be nice to put all my little skincare things, because I have lots of little bottles of skincare stuff. So yeah, this has been living out here in my office for now because I need to actually hang up. It has 2 spots and you need to make sure it's level. You know what I mean. So I haven't done that yet, but I also then, what did I do? I painted it black, and then with these gold accents and this little thing, it was just a brown wood. And then I crocheted these little baskets. So these are dirty and these are clean. I made these 2 little face scrubbies. So this is just a little sakura pattern. I don't know. I think I found it on Pinterest. So couldn't tell you what the pattern name was, but yeah, it's just a little simple crocheted little face mabob. So yeah, these will be going in the bathroom, and then I can also hang my washcloths up on here, and it'll just keep our counter a little bit more clean, and it goes along with the theme. Because right now we have a weird painting that we got around Christmas time with Santa Claus on it that says, "I know what you did over," or "He knows what you did over our toilet," because we thought it was funny. He knows what you did. Get it? But it's time for that to go down. So I will be hanging this up in its place so that more organization, I don't know. DIY projects. Oh, that looks... I don't know how to have long hair. For my socks this month, I decided I was going to use some yarn. I actually had started See, I'm trying to rush, and now I'm tripping over my words. I decided I was going to use some yarn that I had in my stash for a while. I had actually started working on these socks last summer, and then I didn't like how they were turning out. My gauge changed a lot in the past couple years. I don't know if it's stress or lack of stress or whatever, just my hands hurt. But my gauge changed a lot, and it meant that my normal formula for making socks has changed a little bit. I used to do 64 stitches on a size 1, and now I'm down to 60 on a size 0, and that seems to get a little bit better fitting sock, because I went through a bunch of socks before I realized that I just needed to do that. And then Becca got a lot of extra socks because Becca has bigger feet than me. Anyway, so this yarn is self-stripping yarn from Alwan Sultan. And it's the dumpster fire colorway. I don't remember the exact name, and of course I don't have the tag anymore Yeah, so last year I had started knitting a pair of socks with this yarn at the Ren Fair because I was just like trying to carry like basic socks with me. We went to the Ren Fair like every weekend. So I saw a lot of the shows multiple times. So it was nice to have something to work on while I was there. But the sock was just not turning out right. So I frogged it, revisited it, and now we have these. I still have the little charm, the charm progress keeper on this one. And then I quick blocked them this weekend because I finished them. This is the kind of the height that I've been doing for my socks because this is like boot height for me. But yeah, so March socks, dumpster fire. The heels, I don't know what this yarn is. It is a leftover scrap of yarn that I had from making my dad mittens. I think it's some sort of commercial yarn. It's definitely like a tweed with like a red and orange. I thought it kind of matched the vibe that we were going for here. But yeah, so dumpster fire socks. I love them. I cannot wait to wear them. It's a BFL fingering, so it should wear pretty well. That's all I have to say about that. And then for my two other things that actually did work out exactly how I wanted them this month, I did some spinning. This one is from Claud. There was like a rolag. That's the word that I was looking for last month when I was trying to talk about it. It was a rolag and a bat. And I just spun them together as a quick little thing on my wheel. So I used the Plyology electric wheel. And then this is some of my last Crafticorn fiber. I used to buy fiber from Crafticorn. I think I have one more braid left from them. But yeah, this is like a greeny, pinky, I don't know. It's very soft merino. I forgot how much I enjoyed spinning extremely soft merino. Yeah. It was a good springy, I wanted, as you can see, I was trying to go with a theme this month of like the greens. So I picked like nice springy colors. And then of course it was snowing today. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I enjoyed spinning these. I've really been enjoying spinning. I actually keep my wheel set up at my desk that I work at every day. And then I'll take like little 5-minute breaks and just like spin a little bit. Or, you know, sometimes I just hang out at my desk. I don't know. I really like having my little desk set up. I can do a lot of stuff there. But yeah, spinning for this month, it went really well. I do chain ply. I did a chain ply on both of these. I think maybe I might want to start branching out on trying to do some like 2 and 3 plies, like traditional, because I have a lazy Kate. Lazy Kate? That's what they're called, right? I have a lazy Kate that comes with, or that not that comes with, that you can get for the Plyology stuff because it's a little bit different. I have 3 spots on that, so I could do a 2 and 3 ply. I just always tend to like not want to have to worry about weighing stuff out, so I just do chain ply because I can just do it. And then I did some quilting this month. So this was a kit that I bought. There are little stringies hanging off of it all over the place. I should probably do something about that. This was a kit that I bought from Fabric Center, which is in Carlisle. It's close to me. I didn't even know it was there, and my wife and I had gone to just like go to a close nearby town that we had never been to before to just like try out some stuff. We got some pastries, and there's a crepe place there. Anyway, found out that there was this place, and I bought some fabric, and this was one of it. So I got this little kit to make this quilt, and I still want to take a good picture of it because it's really hard to show. But I learned a new technique. Look here, thumbnail. So this used the half square triangle accordion technique. So you basically like sew a bunch of stuff together, and then you cut it up, and then you have and then you put them in the right order, and then you sew them together, and you're done. It was really efficient, which I enjoy. And yeah, I don't really know what my plan is for this. I was planning on maybe hanging it on the wall next to my desk because it's gross. There's just like a lot of pen marks and like scuff marks there, and I have to stare at it every day, so I thought it would be nice to have like, yeah, I want to hide the kind of like ugly walls since I have to stare at it all the time, so maybe I'll like just kind of do something, tack down these edges so that they don't keep fraying, and then just hang the quilt top on the wall. Is that a thing? I don't know. It's like a weird shape because it's just a square, so like if I wanted to make it into an actual quilt, I would probably have to add more stuff onto it, but I don't know. I don't intuitively know a lot of stuff about quilting yet. This is only like, this is the biggest quilted item. No. If you count the t-shirt quilt that I made for my dad for Christmas last year, the year before last, that's technically the biggest. But this is the biggest, like, actual, like, quilted thing with, like, a pattern, not just squares, I guess. I don't know. It was more complex than most of my quilting projects I've done before. But I don't intuitively know a lot about quilting, so I still need to, like, figure that out. But, yeah. This is done for now. I'm just gonna set it aside. I'm not, like, committed to, like, finishing it in any sort of way at this point. I'm happy with just having done this, and I want to learn more about quilting and making things a little bit more neat and tidy, because I do not have neat and tidy little intersections. Like, the middle was shifted. My sewing, once again, as I've talked about, my sewing skills are like, I can make little bags. I've made lots of little bags. I can hand sew pretty well. Cutting is not my strong suit. I can throw together costume pieces that don't have to hold up over time, just have to hold up for like a few weeks of a show, or just look good on stage and not necessarily look good when you look too close at it. But when it comes to like garment sewing and quilting and stuff like that, I have a lot to learn. So that's why I'm really trying to learn more, is because I can quick and dirty do whatever, but I want to learn how to do stuff better. So, yeah. Moving on to my next FO. This is one of the disappointments of the month. So for my clothing item of the month, I wanted to make the Forager vest by Liberated. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this. So I'm gonna have a little plus size person rant. So as a plus size person, it's getting better, but it is still extremely hard to find patterns that are like something that like you actually want to wear, one, going to be flattering on you, two, and available in your size. And flattering is subjective. I mean flattering, like, in your opinion on your body, you feel comfortable in it. And I have been lucky to find patterns that I have felt that way, but I'm pretty particular about what I like to wear, which, I mean, like, I know I'm wearing, like, a flannel shirt right now, but I definitely know what I don't want a lot of the time. Sometimes I don't know what I do want, but I'm pretty particular when I'm looking for patterns of like silhouettes that I like and techniques that I'm interested in doing and the like. So I bought this pattern because where I had purchased it, it said it was adaptable for all sizes. It was, quote, one size fits all. And when I see something like that, I get little red flags, but I'm not always 100% sure, like, is that just me being like, like me, you know? So I gave it the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, okay, it says that it can be adapted for larger sizes, one size fits all. The problem was the instructions were not helpful at all. The instructions were basically like, oh, well, you can add width to the back if you want, but it should fit a lot of sizes as is. Well, there weren't a lot of pictures online of people in different size bodies wearing this. That was the first problem. And second, there wasn't details on like how much should I be adding? Like, because it is noted as this one size fits all thing, which we know that's not true. Nothing is one size fits all. But because it's noted as that, there's no like fit instructions. There's no, oh, you'll want to have this much space, or hey, you should measure your shoulder to shoulder and subtract this or add this or whatever to figure out what size it was. So I had to guess. I knew, looking at it, that I was going to need to add width because I'm wide. And I figured even just at a bare minimum, even if it wasn't because of the width of my shoulders, my hips are very wide, and I knew that it wasn't going to sit right on me if it was sitting right on someone of a smaller size than me. So I had to guess, and that was right off the bat. I was already frustrated with having to sit and try to like measure my shoulders and figure out like how wide I would think that I wanted my back to be. Hold on. Give me a moment. I don't know what it is about me trying to film a podcast that like my cat just becomes magnetically attracted to the area that I'm in and has to touch everything. And he has a bad habit of trying to steal my handspun, just take it and just tear it apart. So we're not doing that because I really like that handspun. Anyway, so I was already very frustrated with the pattern right off the bat because I'm sitting on the floor going, oh my God, like how wide do I want it? Like what if I do it wrong? I bought fabric that I wasn't 100% on. It was just like, it was a recipe for disaster. I mean, so I made the, what skirt was it? The skirt that I made last month was a So Liberated pattern, and that one was plus sized and it did fit me. But yeah, the one size fits all thing is bullshit. So I'm not saying all So Liberated patterns are bullshit. I'm just saying that mentality is bullshit and we need to stop. Or if you're going to say something that's one size fits all, then there needs to be like actual instructions on how to measure like a back piece. Because this can easily be modified with a back piece width. But like I need to know how wide my back piece should be in comparison to my body. I need to know how this is going to lay on my body. Rant over. Anyway, so the fabric that I picked is this like, you know, whatever this is called. This kind. It's cotton, wrinkly, multi-layered. And I was like, it's not exactly what I want, but it maybe will work. And it didn't. So, I mean, I did the whole thing. I think another critique I would have of this is like there's a lot of unfinished edges inherently. Like it makes a point of telling you that like, oh, you can do a French seam for this part, but then like other parts there's no finishing, and I followed the pattern to a T and I didn't like that. So if I were to make this again, which I might try again, I would definitely do some better finishing because that's part of what my gripe is with this. So that's one thing. And then also I decided I wanted to do the sage green part, and then I forgot about that at the end because you make the pockets at the end. So the pockets are contrasting, not on purpose, but I don't hate it. It's just not my favorite. So like here, I'll put it on over this, but my biggest thing that I ended up having a problem with is the sleeve area. You can see it kind of like jumps out a little bit at you. It's just weird. Here, I'll jump back a little bit so you can see. Don't mind my messy little area. It's just weird. It doesn't make me feel good. It looks like maybe I'm General Karanobi on TikTok. Like, it looks like it could be Star Wars. But yeah, because there's no finished edges, you can see this sticking out. The armpits, I guess it doesn't look as bad. Maybe it settled a little bit, but the armpits are weird. I think I still need to make the back panel a little bit bigger because I think I would like it to lay differently. This side is worse, I think, with how weird this ended up being. And it might also be partially the fabric, but yeah, I don't know. Like, look at that. So like maybe, I don't know. So I'm thinking like maybe I'll end up wearing this in the garden because it is utilitarian. It has big pockets. I could wear it on a hike if I want to go like foraging, which is like the point. But I was hoping to find something that I would actually want to wear more often, and that's just not it. I think I will try to make it in like a lightweight linen at some point. Because that might be more along the lines of what I was hoping for, but this just wasn't. Yeah, so that's my thoughts and feelings on that. Okay, so then my major failure of the month. So I talked about this this plan from last month of making this vest that was like lacy with the yarn that I found. And this is another sizing gripe. So this pattern was from 2011. It was an interweave. And from what the pattern said, I should fit into this size, into the largest, I think it was the largest size. So I made the whole thing, And as, you know, as an experienced knitter, as I'm working through knitting this, I'm going, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. I can tell already that this isn't gonna work. But instead of trusting my gut, I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. Because I really wanted this so bad. And it's really pretty. But there's just a lot of things that don't work about this. So here's what the feather and fan ended up looking like with the colors that I added. But structurally, this thing is a nightmare. So this is how it's supposed to sit on your body. And I will show you exactly how it sits on your body. I shouldn't have put my thing back on. What? There's like so much fabric up here. I could use it as a hood. What is this? And like, it's supposed to sit nice on your butt, and it just kind of like doesn't. And it's just so thick up here. Like, I have like a whole fucking thing, and I have a hump already. I don't need to accentuate that. It's just too much fabric for something that's supposed to be light and airy like this, and it just doesn't sit right. And I met gauge. Like, this was one of the things where I actually checked because I knew it was going to be important, and I did. Yeah, it's just a problem of too much fabric. And I'm looking at the pattern, and it's having you add like inches and inches as the sizes go up, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense because you're just making more fabric up here. Yeah, it might give you more fabric at the bottom where you might want more like butt coverage, but like it just gives you more fabric at the top. It's bad. Maybe the original size it was written in works nicer, but then I actually went, I don't use Ravelry that much anymore, but I will occasionally go to look up like reviews because it's still one of the best places to find like actual reviews of patterns. And yeah, it's a common problem that there's just too much fabric. It's super bulky. So I never wove in the ends. I am going to frog this. It's going in timeout for now though, because I really just like I was so excited about this and I do not have the heart to look at it right now. What I think I will probably end up doing is frogging this whole thing and then coming up with my own pattern, because I once again, I have like an idea in my head of what I want. I want this like lacy light vest that I can wear over things. I really like the idea of having like little accent vest type things, even if they aren't super utilitarian, even if they're just kind of pretty. But I don't want it to be so thick around my neck that I'm like, hello, look at all my fabric that I have up here. So I think I might do something similar, but with like short rows so that there's less bulk around the neck and it can be wider at the bottom and flared out. I'm not going to write a pattern for it. This is just going to be for me because I know I can't effectively scale patterns. So this is just going to be like I'm doing this for myself kind of thing. Yeah, disappointing really, because I was really excited for this. That's all my FOs. So let's talk about whips. I only have 2 because I'm doing good. I'm doing good at not starting a bunch of things. So my first whip, I showed this last week. It's the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery National Parks thing. National Park Centennial, I don't know. So I'm working on Grand Tetons right now. So there's where I got so far. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, I've just been working away at this. I had a lot of like meetings that I had to listen into this week. So I stitch away when I just am listening to like work meetings that I don't need to participate in. And then my blanket. So progress has been occurring on the Northeasterly blanket. So I did not do a whole stripe this month, unfortunately. So this is where I stopped. I finished this stripe. I used all yarns that were left over from my socks from last month because I did the Franken socks kit. And then there's this. So yeah, it's getting very big and very unwieldy to carry around with me around the house. I don't take it anywhere with me. So I am very much looking forward to being done with this. Because it's just taken up a lot of space, and like I have my whole thing of, I basically carry this on top of a thing full of yarn scraps when I go over to the couch, and it just takes up a lot of space. So yeah, I'm ready for her to be done. It's time for her to be done. I still have quite a few stripes left, though. It's not like this is going to be, like, done in a month, but I'm going to maybe try to prioritize that a little bit more. Yeah, and I already have my next blanket planned, which is going to be a crochet blanket. I don't know if I've talked about that yet, but my next scrappy project, because I want to keep scrappy projects on so I don't keep building up scraps and not using them, I'm going to do probably a granny stripe blanket, and I want to make a queen size, which is going to take a lot of space, but I want to have a queen size granny stripe blanket for our bed. So that's the next blanket plan after I finish this lap blanket, which has taken me 3 years. I think the granny stripe will go faster though, because it's crochet, and crochet is so fast and it will eat up a lot of yarn. And it might even be like, maybe I'll finally catch up with all my yarn scraps and have to like set it aside for periods of time. That's my hope. We'll see what happens. But trying to eliminate as much yarn waste as I can here, considering I have a lot of yarn for a very small space. All right, so plan projects for April. I was like, what month is next? April. Oh, I threw yarn on the floor. So for my socks, I'm going to use this yarn that I got from Hobbii, Hobbii. I had just bought a bunch of stuff there because my wife was looking for a very particular kind of yarn for socks that I wanted to make for them. And I bought this for myself. So I have 2 balls of this. There's fiber attached to it. I have 2 balls of this. So I'm going to just make my normal size stripy socks with these. I like these colors a lot. I think they'll be cool. So yeah. And then I have fiber. So for my spinning for this month, I'm going to use this tea-fueled dyeing fiber. It's called Rosebud, with a semicolon, exclamation point, semicolon. If you play The Sims, you'll get that reference. But it's another like springy, there's like pinky, greeny, purpley goodness. And this is a merino. So I'm looking forward to that. I've had that in my stash for a while and I've been eyeing it up. So, and these are like these are the tones of colors that I really like. So that will be extremely enjoyable to spin up. I know I was just talking about prioritizing working on the blanket, but I have things that I would like to do and it's spring related. So I need to add those on. So I have these 2 skeins of yarn. This one's falling apart. From when I dyed yarn briefly, the Queer of Pentacles fiber. Nobody wanted these for some reason, and I was like, that's okay, because I really like them. So I called this one Romance Partner, which is a reference to Dimension 20. And yeah, it's like a grubby pink with speckles, like rainbow speckle kind of deal. I'm going to make this, I believe, into a magpie tendency. I'm not 100% sure. And then my last project that I have planned is I have a whole bunch of this Lion Brand Fisherman's wool, and I'm going to be making another one of the... Oh, where did that go? That was the other thing I was going to show. Where did it go? I was like, what am I talking about? Of this basket by Swanky Units. It was underneath this stuff, that's why. So I finally felted this all the way, or my wife did, because my wife does laundry. So I made the small size of the volunteer basket, that's what it's called, and it's collecting cat hair. But I have the small size of the volunteer basket. I made this with Paton's classic wool, and it's nice and felted and ready for my spring gathering. But I want to make the large size as well, so I got enough of the Lion Brand Fisherman's wool to do that. So I want to knit that up. That's probably going to be the first thing I work on this month, so that, because it needs to go through the laundry a bunch, and we don't run like special loads for this. Like, I just have my wife throw it in with like whatever load that they're doing at the time. So it takes a few weeks for it to get fully felted. So yeah, and it's just a nice easy thing to knit. It's, you know, straight stockinette mostly, so that'll be good. What else is there to talk about? What have I been reading? I read this book, The Green Witch's Garden, which was lovely. I don't know what just happened. I read The Green Witch's Garden. I started Outlander, like the book. I'm reading the first Outlander book. I I'm going to the dentist for the third time. I already mentioned that, but I'm going to the dentist for the third time. I hadn't been there since 2017, which isn't good. My teeth are fine. I just need a couple teeth fillings fixed, which is what I'm doing today. That's why it's the third time I'm going. And I also am going for the third time because I had to go a couple weeks ago so that they could do a better x-ray of my teeth. Let me show you my teeth. If you don't like medical stuff, then probably you can leave now. This is probably the last thing I'm going to talk about. And so thank you, goodbye. But look at my teeth. And you can see my nose ring. So yeah, I need my wisdom teeth out. Look how bad that one is. You see it? You see it? Sorry, I'm a disaster. So I'm getting both my wisdom teeth out. I had to schedule an appointment and I finally did that today. Kind of put it off. I got my referral on the 16th and it is now the 30th. So I waited 2 weeks. I hate making doctor appointments. But yeah, so I'm going to get them pulled out on May 12th. So send me good vibes for that because I've never gone under anesthesia before. I've never had any kind of surgery and they're gonna rip my teeth out of my head. I already took off 2 days of work. I took off the day, because it's a Thursday, so I took off the day that I'm getting them pulled out, and then I also took off the next day, and then I'll have the whole weekend to recuperate. So I will probably be reading lots of books and eating lots of applesauce. But like, here's your sign. If you have been putting off doing that thing, go to the doctor, whichever doctor you need to go to. Because it's better to take care of it now than have to deal with the consequences of not taking care of it now down the line. And that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, today it's just fillings. They're gonna do some on both sides, so my face is gonna be droopy, so I figured maybe I wouldn't try to film a podcast after that, so that's why I'm squeezing it in before I go. But I do need to go, because I need to go. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me while I talk about all my crafting nonsense, and I will hopefully have gardening content up soon, because it's about to be April. And as long as it stops snowing, I will hopefully have a garden space soon to talk about. And if you're bored, I think most Sundays I'm gonna maybe try, don't hold me to this, but I'm gonna try to start doing like live streams on Sundays, just like chill gaming. Come chat with me, come hang out on a Sunday to like wind down before the beginning of your next week or whatever. But yeah, I gotta go, and I will see you. Thank you again. Like and subscribe if you want to. And I will see you sometime next month. Bye.